The Borla Stinger S-Type catback exhaust is available for all 05 to 09 Mustang GT owners who are looking to pick up some serious volume with a deeper, throatier, and more aggressive muscle car growl and a top quality construction. The installation here is going to be pretty simple. It will be a direct bolt-on, no cutting or drilling required. Expect 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter, which we'll talk more about later on. As you just heard from our sound clip, this thing is pretty much no joke. It definitely amps up the volume of your 4.6, but doesn't go too overbearing. It is the middle child of the 3 Borla attack options, the beginner one being Touring as a more mellow option, this being in the middle, and then the all-out screamer is the Borla Attack. Now this one I'm giving 3 out of 5 on our loudness meter because it does give you a pretty nice rumble at idle. Once you start opening up the throttle, it gets pretty rowdy, but it doesn't have any drone inside the car. Now if you're really looking to wake the neighbors, you'll probably want to pick up the Attack that I definitely give 5 out of 5, but this one's more for the guys looking to pick up the sound, get a little bit more aggressive, but not go too over the top. This one does offer some of the top quality materials that you can possibly pick up for your exhaust, with a mandrel bent 2.5-inch aerospace grade T304 stainless steel with a straight through baffle design. That pretty much just helps you get the sound clips you just heard and the sound I just described to you. Now with that said, it does offer at the end 4-inch huge polished stainless steel tips, which are extremely attractive coming out the rear end. This thing not only sounds great, but it looks good while doing so on your Mustang. In my personal experience, I've had the Borla Stinger S-Type on my own 95 Cobra. It sounded absolutely incredible. I had it paired up with an off-road X-Pipe as well as some long tubes from BBK, and the thing just paired together great. I've had nothing but good things to say about it. I would definitely recommend it. You'd probably expect this to have a pretty high price tag, but honestly, that's not the case. You can pick up the Borla Stinger for just about 650 bucks, which in my opinion is pretty affordable compared to some of the other options out there. Now to kind of give you an idea of the different sounds Borla offers, the Touring Edition, which does have a more involved muffler system as opposed to the Bullet style here, will run you about 1,000 bucks for the more mellow sound. This one's in the middle, so if you're going for the raspiest of the rasp to wake those neighbors, the Borla Attack runs about 800 bucks. The installation is extremely straightforward. It will be a direct bolt-on swap. I'd say I have a ratchet and socket set on deck, as well as a jack and jack stands or a lift if you have access to one. Give yourself an hour or so in the driveway or garage at home, and I would definitely give this 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. First thing you want to do is get your Mustang in the air and support it on jack stands or on a lift if you have access to one. Use a ratchet and socket set to unclamp your mufflers or your axle back from the over-axle pipes and pull them out of the hangers and set them aside. Use the ratchet and socket set to also unbolt the flanges from the over-axle pipe to the mid-pipe, pull those over the axles and set those aside as well. Just a little tip here to help you along your way. If you find that the bolts are pretty rusted on after a couple of years of being on the road, you might want to have a can of PB Blaster on deck to kind of loosen things up and help you get those out a little bit easier. The Borla over-axle pipes will go right onto your factory mid-pipes and tighten down using the hardware provided, and the new Borla mufflers and tips will go right into the factory hangers and isolators and clamp right over to the over-axle pipes. So if you're the owner of an 05 to 09 Mustang GT, you might want to check out the Borla Stinger S-Type catback exhaust, available right here at AmericanMuscle.com.